Can I just say real quick off rip?
Off rip, but thanks. I cannot deal with this man here. I cannot deal with this man.
That was new.
You know, for everyone that's here, you know, let's get this set up though. Let's get this set up. You know, let me
Of course.
let me set us up real quick. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. All right.
You know what I mean?
You know.
No. So basically, hello everybody. My name is Vincent. Because Unique didn't want to introduce me, but it's okay. I don't know where I'm looking at.
Hold on.
Nah, it's valid though. It's valid though. No, it's valid though. It's valid though.
Hold on, I got you.
It's valid though.
Alright, hold on.
How do you feel about? I guess this was more like a really like a common debate.
Hold on. We about to get into it. Hold on, we about to get into it.
We're about to get into it.
Well, we gotta hold up, slow it down, cause it's too much right now. Too much for people.
You said too much. So what you want to do, bro? What you want to do?
I don't know. Yo, introduce yourself. You know, let us know who you are, because there's a name to this man. Who is this man right here? That's the question. That's the question.
Right now,
we're all trying to wonder.
I'm formally unknown. I don't have a label quite yet, but soon to be labeled, soon to be titled. Soon to have a placement. But I like some of the things you like. I like video games. I like knowledge. I like seeking wisdom, politics, all that stuff. I like tickling brains. That shit is I don't know. It's fun for me. Who are you, sir? Who am I talking to?
Yo, bro, they already know who I am, but my name is Unique St0ry, because I like to tell a story, and I like my listeners to sit back, relax, and get the popcorn. Alright, because right now we got a lot going on with if people don't know, a CTU podcast. We got it going on. You could check the first 2 episodes that we just started down below in either my Twitch or on my YouTube. They are all down on the bottom right. So now that we've introduced our surprise guest, the man, the legend, the myth, all of that in between, pause. We got we already starting off in the right step. So how about this? Oh, Alexa, turn off alarm. All right, okay. See, so scared. Got me scared.
Alexa's with it. Alexa is definitely with it.
Alexa is that what?
Here's an answer I translated from goodforh.com.
Alexa, stop. All right, so we know how that works out. OD. All right. So, for the people that are joining me on Twitch, beautiful thing, wonderful. Glad to have everyone here. So
I'm ready.
Yes. All right.
I'm ready.
Check your stuff.
Check
your stuff real quick. Once you have everything that you need to have.
I'm definitely ready. I'm ready at all times.
You're definitely ready?
Definitely
I like
ready.
the fire in your eyes. Like the fire in your eyes.
Now you trying to?
All right. So it's a little. We're starting off a little slow, but it's late in the evening. The energy is still here. Facts. People got things to do. So right now we on the roll. We on the motion. We going uphill, but as soon as we at the top of the roller coaster, we just gonna go down.
We're going down.
We're gonna go down.
I like that.
I appreciate it. Thank you. All right.
Yo, this is real life. This is real life.
Of course. What
This is.
what did you think? This is light cheese? Nah, it's not light cheese.
Nah, never light cheese. Nah, that's extremely disrespectful.
Oh,
I thought I'm not even put it there to that tier list. Never that.
All
Definitely
right.
not light cheese.
Okay, so let's get it in. Let's get it in. What's up? What's up? Start off the topics. Let's go.
So
Let's go.
we almost talked about a little bit earlier today and a little bit yesterday. But me and Unique be having these funny ass conversations and everything, and so I think on a daily daily basis, I'd be jogging Goku. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a character who exempts greatness at all times. Just naturally, right?
Of course.
And I was going to the thought process, because everyone talks about who will win, Goku or One Punch Man. And for those who are lost, are two fictional characters in the show that we both watch, and they have plenty of feats right now, and there's a lot to bring to the table. I'm on the side that I think Goku can win. I'm not sure what side Unique is personally on, but I don't know.
Okay, so let me start it off. All right. Well, Saitama is a good character. I actually don't know Saitama very well, but he does remind me of a character of Superman. Superman. So I can kind of connect some of the feats to Superman. So I think the better conversation, the better. Yeah, the better we could do that, right? The better, I think the more comfortable argument would be Goku or Superman. Now, as you said, you're a very good Goku character. You know the feats, you know the information, you know the history. So I understand 100%. The history, the feels. You know what I mean?
Everything.
So I know a lot about Superman. Personally, I like to watch and read a lot of comic books. I'm a comic head, as I say. I don't know date by date, but I do enjoy a good information.
You have a good dabble.
Exactly, good dabble. So I think we're gonna start it off on the most basic of anything. It's gonna be our strength feats. So when it comes to Superman, I think we're gonna go strong. Of course. The problem with the Goku versus Superman situation that I'm gonna nitpick here is that while Goku is extremely strong, ever presently strong, obviously, ever presently strong, we can see that. I don't think that Goku has exhibited an extreme physical feat.
I felt it.
But I think more or less a feat that has another aspect to it, like endurance. Superman does. Superman in the All-Star series, Superman was hit for anyone that doesn't know. The All-Star series with Superman was very close to the sun, so close to the sun, and an explosion that did happen during the story and also in the movie, or near explosion. His ability to absorb sunlight was accelerated and it was increased. But the problem was that his cells were dying off as they accumulated energy and accumulated sunlight. So even though he got more stronger and his feats got more impressive, there was a point where he would reach a climax and then he would just start to shut down. His body would start to shut down and he'll get weaker. But in that series, he did exhibit the feat that I'm going to relay to everyone now, which is his ability to hold up the planet Earth, hold up the weight of Earth for 5 days, and the only thing that we could see to show that he was getting tired was one bead of sweat coming down his eyebrow. That was it. So I think Superman got it with the strength. I don't know. How do you go about answering a 5-day long marathon of strength?
I can say the same argument you can use against Goku, saying that Goku hasn't fought anyone or performed the same actions as Superman has done by himself, Dolo. I can say the same for Superman, using that same argument for Goku. For example, when it comes to the whole stamina issue, Goku has fought someone like Majin Buu, who's not. It's just not
Right.
life. It doesn't get tired. It fights endlessly. It's fought for days. Kid Buu went to heaven and hell to fight those who are already dead. How is that actually possible? I cannot confirm that to you, but I don't know how that's actually physically possible. But Goku fought that and succeeded.
Mm-hmm. And succeeded.
There's also another feat that the most popular one with Goku is where it takes place in Dragon Ball Super, where he was fighting Beerus for the first time, and
Mm-hmm.
the clashing of their fists not only shook their universe at stake, where everything was destroying. There was visualizations of planets exploding into nothingness, and it affected all universes, multiverse,
Mm-hmm.
and afterlife as well. So if you're already dead, you felt the force of what they were clashing with. You felt endangered. Your natural instinct was fear. There was nothing else. I was like, yo, if these two guys keep fighting, we're gonna die, bro.
He said, "Yeah, natural state fear." Okay, yo, that's fine.
Superman has fought some scary people. I'm not gonna say like he hasn't fought some menacing opponents. Darkseid popular, Doomsday popular. But we can nitpick and pick, scary opponents, you know what I'm saying? You can even say Shazam with the most crazy feats. But
That is true.
the strength tier, I don't know. Superman has yet to do that. That's
Okay,
otherworldly to me.
let me. All right, let me, cause what I'm doing is I'm going off the post retcon version, because there's versions of Superman and there's versions of Goku. So I'm assuming, and we probably should have done this before, but I'm assuming that we are going off the base that everyone knows of. We're not gonna be going to their most extreme feats
Yes.
outside of what their base can do. But okay, so all right.
And I won't
So
be mentioning anything in the manga previously like already, made already. It'll only be what has been strictly accomplished through the animation, so people can find an easy visualization of certain feats happening.
Okay,
Accessible.
that's
Nothing
that's
beyond a certain
appreciated.
point.
That's appreciated. Thank you so much, because I ain't reading not a single look at the manga. So if you throw something
Nah,
at
and
me
that's
like this,
yeah, no. That's what I'm saying. Like, let me just make it easy mode. You know what I'm saying? Because
oh dear, oh
Goku
dear.
doing
All
alright
right,
right now.
so when it comes to post retcon Superman, even though he is weaker than his pre retcon, which has feats of like exploding planets with just a breath, just of his breath, like just blowing out breath. So I'm not even gonna go at that. I mean, he was powered up, but still, like that's ridiculous. He just and it gone, everything.
That's it.
I will say that his strongest feat, and I'm fairly sure that this was post retcon, was his ability to with assistance, was able to hold a book that had infinite pages. Oh no. Was that him? Yes, it was. It was him and Shazam. But
Yes.
you cannot split infinity halfway. They were both holding infinity in their hands. So I'm trying to figure out exactly the metrics behind this combination. I don't like it, but it happened. And a second feat, just to clarify, when it comes to physical feats, there's weightlifting, which is true, but weightlifting also in the real world doesn't equate to punching or combat strength.
Right.
So let me just go into it real quick. Superman has fought against some of the most durable creatures in the universe of comics ever. He's fought a new god known as Darkseid. For anyone that doesn't know Darkseid is a new god in DC. Extremely powerful, extremely destructive, not to be taken lightly. Majority of superheroes cannot go up against this man. This man would wipe the floor with everyone. Supergirl, which is known to be stronger than Superman, wiped. So I mean, you gotta be careful. Like let's be serious. You gotta be careful.
Yo, that's a fact. Multiple times they fought as well. They didn't fight just once. This is a multiple
times.
Yes.
And Superman gave the new god a run for his money. Let's be honest. The first couple of times when he was a teenager, not so much. But you know, just to show a level of the durability of the, the strength of Superman. This man was strong enough to fight against Doomsday. And for other people, these characters might be new to you, some of you, but I'll explain it. Doomsday is a creature that is known to be the unending terror of DC. He cannot be stopped. He cannot be killed. If you kill him once, and you surprisingly do kill him once, he is impervious to the same thing that killed him before. So let's show the famous Superman death, which is the point in which Superman and Doomsday went clash to clash, and Superman died. Superman died, but Doomsday also died from brute strength. Died, yeah. That's how strong Superman was. That he was able to kill this man, this being, not man, with brute strength. And so, yo, this is crazy. But this man is, he's strong. He's incredibly strong. He doesn't hold punches. If he's hyped up on solar energy, it's even stronger. Like, he just continues to get stronger.
And just to clarify, this involves anything you could think of: gunshot, explosion, cancer, going out into space, frozen, burnt. Anything you could think of, this man has already experienced. So it's not like, oh, he just fought a few bad guys, came back, but you can't lose to them. No, this is any possible way you could think about just death happening. This man has experienced it.
Right. This is Doomsday that we're referring to when it comes to how durable he is. Mm-hmm. And Superman was able to beat this durable creature. Let's clarify. The second time they fought, which they did fight again, Superman got washed in under 5 minutes. So that's how, even though Superman is strong, he's not invincible. So let's be very careful.
And that's very important to establish, because people like to say that Superman is a man with no limits, but can still lose. So there's clearly a limit to where things kind of fall into place. There is a tier list of all. Superman is not the strongest, because if he was, he wouldn't be losing in the first place.
Right. And I have heard that, Goku is a man that is known as a similar effect. He's a man that breaks his limits. So, let's break into the limits of Goku. How about that? What can you do?
I can give you, there's multiple instances, very popular ones, where Goku has exceedingly break his limits to further amounts of power. Just from villains that he fights throughout the show, throughout time. Saiyans are a battle-tested race. They're in no flaw during combat, should be losing. They get stronger as the fight goes on. If they take a significant loss and come back and still alive, they get stronger from that previous fight ever held, similar to what Doomsday can do. But instead of being impervious to death, I'm stronger at that last point that I was just in. If you have a tail, you have the power of St0ry, which is when you see a full moon, you turn to a monkey and transform. That is a power gap as well. People like Vegeta can control it fully and enhance the power even more. But there are just times where Goku just Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 3, which are transformation T equivalents throughout the show, where it shakes the presence of Earth shaking and violently, people losing their homes, or like I said previously, when he became a god, shaking universes itself. Goku's presence and strength exceeds past that. With every fight, it's expected that he's gonna be better than his opponent. With every master, he will soon be their master in a way. And it's never disrespect, like when you look at Master Roshi, where he was destroying ships and vehicles. That's very low level, but Goku eventually did it as a child. And then you have godly figures come into his life who can dodge lightning, and then eventually we get to his speed of dodging, light and so on and so forth. And the gap just gets bigger and bigger, and Goku continues to follow that flow.
Right. And so strength wise, what's some of the combat strength? Let's go with the combat feats. His combat feats when it comes to Goku. What's that about? I'm actually really interested in that, because I've heard a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like, we could look at Saiyan Saga, which is his early teen years, where he fought the prince of his own race, where it was said that he can destroy planets. Charging a beam at full capacity can destroy multiple planets at that time, and Goku's beam not only equalized it, so it showed that Goku could do the same thing if his heart was evil. He eventually surpassed it. something that's very like slept on, but it was so early established. But certain people like to pretend like that didn't happen. Like this, if Goku failed, everyone's dead. Um,
Mm.
and it just gets more wild. Like planetary, solar system, all that surpasses with villains. As the show goes on, Super is a little bit more grounded with its feats. Some of the characters will do expedition and tell you how far Goku has become. They'll describe his speed, but certain strengths like fighting Zamatsu by himself, where Vegeta and another character teamed up, still tried to overpower this man, but couldn't. But Goku did it himself. Um, with all three of his limbs broken besides his left leg. Um, it's too many to go by. As there's like infinite amount of Superman feats we can pull up. Same goes by with Goku. You know,
Okay.
it's never
All right.
disappointing.
So let's go into that, like the realm of the verses, because if we're gonna be saying who's strong, who's better,
Yeah.
and let's say whoa, that was a weird in a deathmatch bloodlust type scenario, we're talking about there's no morals here. These are people that are inherently out to really attack and hurt each other and eliminate, either put down safely or straight out eliminate them. And there's no knowledge of each other's weaknesses or strength. So
I would say that changes
yeah.
things like very differently, because Goku is a person who's all about morals. He's just all around good. He has no evil in his heart. So taking his core character out is a whole different fight, a whole different scenario, because Goku is the embodiment of good. You can't really say that about Superman, because there is evil rooted in his heart, and it's been proven many times that Superman is not a perfect person, like morally and personally wise. He can be selfish sometimes. He has emotions. Um, I think in that situation itself, I would give to Superman, because Goku doesn't have that killing fire that the other Saiyans have. It's very difficult to imagine him morally holding myself back, but I can see myself seeing Superman letting himself go and just say, "Nah, I'm gonna just do the smackdown. I'm putting you down. I'm not gonna hold back because I want to test you, or I'm worried about other safety." Like you said, it's bloodlust. There's no limit.
All right. So,
but in situation reverse, I would say Goku will have it.
Oh, so you're saying if there was, not that it's bloodlust, but it's a natural fight. What you're saying is that you think that Goku's character and the development that he had to go through as a character weighs in to how good he fights. Are you saying that? So his personality dictates how he exhibits.
I wouldn't say okay. So finesse. I wouldn't say his personality dictates his success and his battle prowess and abilities, everything, so on and so forth. I would just say it plays a role in his character, because situations where like he was able to master Ultra Instinct with such ease, which seemed like an impossible feat to do, Goku's grit and excitement to do better kind of push him to that level to where he's like, no, I want to achieve this godly power. I just want to be nice with my hands. Like, I just want to be able to, I'm the win card. He's the +4 in Uno. Like, he strived to be in that location at all times, and that plays a fact. When he fights a stronger opponent, we see that he surpasses them, not because of fear, because he wants to do it. He wants to be better than the person he's fighting. We've seen that with every villain he's faced. So why wouldn't he do that with Superman?
Okay, all right, okay, then that's a good.
Unless you feel a different way. Unless you feel like regardless, Superman is still in the SmackDown.
I'm gonna be honest. Regardless, Superman does with the SmackDown. I only say that because while Goku has fought some amazing beings, some powerful beings, I think as you go up the ladder, the amount of destruction that you can do becomes more and more and more. Yeah. You can go from let's say, like you said, you use this type of system to be able to measure, a measuring system to be able to measure how strong someone is from someone else and what their abilities can allow them to do within like a larger scope. You said planetary, solar system, maybe galaxy level for some characters. I'm assuming.
Universal, multiversal.
You
Yeah.
right, universal, multiversal. Um, so there is the reason I believe that Superman would win is because in the comics, very recently, a very important comic, um, was a situation in which, for some people that don't know about some of the new upper beings, they're relatively recent, but they are now new gods, higher gods than Darkseid that are able to manipulate, if not control, fabrics of reality. Reality warpers in comic books are very cheat, they're very cheat. We can basically say that.
Yeah.
It allows people to do anything that they want to do. If I wanted to make you disappear, I don't have to fight against you. I just have to think that you disappear and you disappear.
Yep.
There's nothing else about it.
Mm-hmm.
Though this person was a creator, it's not that they couldn't make you disappear. His name was the World Forger, and he was the person that made every layer of dimension in the DC universe. So the third dimension where Superman is, the fourth dimension where for some people McPidalix, which is a very if it's not the fourth or it's the fifth dimension, which is imagination.
Right.
And he can basically conjure up stuff. He can make things Looney Toony. That's where the reality warpers are. This being was on a 6-dimensional level. This man was.
He made
was
you imagine.
He
gave you that power to imagine.
Yeah, he had the power to make dimensions. There's a difference between making a universe. This man made a whole plane of a bunch of universes where they can live.
Making Milky Ways for free.
It's facts. So Superman this man puts Superman, the big boy, red and blue, in a dark place, in the dark sector of some unknown universe, and this man dove into thousands of suns and snuffed this man in the face so hard that he dented the planet permanently. That's different. That's different. I'm looking at it because it makes no sense, but he did it. So, I mean, it's different. Like, I know Goku has fought against Jiren, and Goku won against Jiren, who's stronger than God of Destruction, if I know that correctly. A good majority of God of Destructions, if I'm correct. And so, I'm assuming a God of Destruction has the ability to eradicate the universe at max power. So he might be a little bit, universe plus a little bit. But this man he created multiple universes. So I'm assuming that this man is strong enough to destroy the multiverse if he had the time and, the prep to power up and hit it with all his power. Mm-hmm. And this man, Superman, flapped this dude out and told him, "You're gonna help us," and made him help us. So I mean, Superman with amped sun is a ridiculous feat, and
it's like the spinach.
Earth, so I mean,
it's like the spinach for Popeyes, like how Popeye gets eat spinach and he's just like now on the W. That's Superman with suns.
That's Superman. That's Superman with suns. So I think. While Goku can surpass his limits, I think Superman, who, for all intents and purposes, in the right atmosphere, in the right setting, has no limits to his power. And I think, while we can go back and forth, I think on an overall branch between all the Supermans and all the Gokus. I'm assuming we both can agree that Superman does take the W in terms of the versions in which he is, let's say, top versions, in our opinions, are top versions of Superman and Goku. I think Superman takes the win.
I think, I can agree with that. I would just say it's not a respectable argument as it wasn't previous about Super. Like, if Super never existed, Superman is clear he's the winner.
There's no argument.
Right.
This wouldn't even be a conversation. But due to stuff that's happening recently,
Mm-hmm.
you can now respect Goku's power, where he's at, what he's done, and
Right.
you can still say it go either way. But
You can definitely make a proper argument for Goku
for sure.
against Superman
Yep.
in a regular drawn out battle, and even in a sun fueled state, you can still make the argument, because of the multipliers I believe Goku has. So I'm not gonna discount when you bring up them informations about Goku's abilities. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a long drawn out fight. Especially if they don't know the weaknesses between each other, I think it's
Just
gonna
hands.
be difficult. It's gonna be
Yeah.
hands, and I don't know if the Earth is gonna be here when I'm watching that fight. But if it's not, I had a good day. I seen my two favorite peoples fighting, so I'm good. I'm chilling. Peace out.
Just the ability to imagine it is just
It's amazing.
already just it's amazing, spectacular.
It's all it is.
I would just say spectacular. Like
Yeah, so amongst these good conversations with the Superman, I know that you came here with a couple more stuff that you wanted to really get into, and I felt like it's a great thing to kind of sit back and let's get into the next good conversation, because you're bringing some good stuff here, so I'm excited, like I'm feeling it. No problem, man.
I just be bored. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the ability to just converse, and now show it publicly. Other people's opinions can like just come in, good or bad. It's something I'd like to seek. So it's always a fun time to do this, and very
100%.
grateful. I guess another thing I want to talk about is a conversation I had with a friend actually recently as well.
Okay.
He was describing his disapproval that boxing is not a martial art, and I wouldn't say I would call it a martial art, but I wouldn't call it just a sport either. I would say it's a discipline. Some people are on the side where it is a martial art because it's combat. You're fighting. You're training for something. It comes with a bunch of levels, and unlike martial arts or any other form of combat where you're aware of your surroundings, you have to accept who you are, and allow self-evaluating and self-improving. I would say boxing is a very selfish sport. It's all about being the best. You never heard a boxer ever say, any boxer champion say, yeah, I want to be that guy that's 12 wins and 5 losses. No, you only care about the boxers who are undefeated, who casually and freely knock people out for fun. That's why Mike Tyson's the scariest man in the world. Before everything started happening, of course.
We ain't gonna talk about the airplane. We ain't gonna talk about the ride.
There's a lot to censor with that man. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? That Mike Tyson, the hangover medicine.
Exactly.
Hangover
medicine. I'm gonna sleep you, bro.
My man's woke him up.
That's it.
Yo. But
he will look at you. He will stare at you. He will say he will stare at his enemies just to implement the fear before fight. That's crazy, bro.
That's definitely a deciding factor. But continue. My fault.
No, it's okay. No, I was just kind of giving the general idea of the topic because, another example would be Muhammad Ali. How people say he's the greatest. His agility was so fast. There was no really need to block because you're just gonna miss regardless. It's very selfish because you want to be the best. You want to be number one. It's basically what I'm trying to get at.
Right.
Basically, I want to ask you personally is, do you think it's a martial arts? Do you think it's just a sport and doesn't have to be taken more serious than that? Kind of like how people maybe look at UFC. It's just a sport. It's not really mental, physical, and emotional experience. It's not a discipline or a martial art.
I'll be honest. I want to say that it is a. I want to say it's a martial arts, and I'm gonna be honest. I think it is a martial arts, not because of the competitive atmosphere, because it is competitive. It can be competitive, but it's while a lot of people can say that you can find discipline and you can find some type of framework where you can grow within boxing. I think that framework is is more focused in on the competitive nature, on how I'm gonna hurt you, or better yet,
Right.
how am I gonna come out on top. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that competitiveness is in anything that we do. We have to be competitive because that's how we push our neighbors to be the best. And
Yes.
if you're behind, if you're the person that's not competitive, and you decide to do this for the pleasure of just finding yourself, while before that could be helpful, now it's not the case. And I think boxing doesn't allow that to be the case. But what I do find it is what I do why I think it is a martial arts is you do to some degree find yourself. I think in martial arts is a deeper meaning of finding yourself. While you're not using it for actual physical combat to some degree,
Mm-hmm.
um, it is a tranquil move set. And I think boxing, once you get into that rhythm, mimics a lot of martial arts, mindset and visionary. While there's shadow boxing, there's also a form of shadow boxing in martial arts,
Mm-hmm.
in which you visualize your opponent and start uh, anticipating realistically how you have to respond to every certain combination of attacks,
Right.
combination of moves, move around, use your environment, so on and so forth. Be aware of where you're at and standing. And
Mm-hmm.
boxing obviously shows that with the shadow boxing. I think personally, it's going to be very hard to kind of separate martial arts from combat uh, a combat form or close quarters combat form that has too many of the same qualities.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah,
So you're on the
so
side that it is a martial arts.
I'm on the side that it is a martial arts
Interesting.
because of
Interesting.
the too many qualities that are too closely connected.
Right.
So um,
I'm glad we can
I
agree. I feel the same exact way. I need to go show. I'm sorry. Continue. I'm sorry.
yeah, I do think it is a martial arts in that regard. Now I do have some hesitancy. I hesitate a little bit with giving myself all to that side because
Mm-hmm.
you have boxing, which while it is competitive and does have, it can be competitive or it cannot be competitive.
Right. Right.
The competitive side is so massive that no matter what you do, you're most likely going to introduce yourself into that competitive area. And that's just going to change everything. You're going to end up like focusing on fighting someone else because that's what the sport was really for. It was
Yeah.
created for that meaning. While
Mm-hmm.
martial arts, a lot of them, or a good deal of them that are like more noticeable and known throughout the world, are internal and and they're for yourself. Uh, One of them, which is it's a bit of confusion a little bit of whether it is a martial arts, but I would consider it a martial arts. Tai Chi was never for combat; it was for introspection and harmonizing with yourself and exercise.
I know
A
that.
lot of the forms and techniques were a little bit not suitable for combat. A lot of people would say. So I think that's what's giving me that hesitancy to give it my all to saying that yeah, it's a martial arts.
Hmm.
Uh, do you have those same like hesitant like feelings when it comes to this stuff? Because I don't know if I'm
Um.
alone on this. Uh,
You definitely brought up a
for
new
the
point. You definitely brought up a new point.
okay.
Um. Like I never looked too much inside of the shadow boxing aspect that you mentioned previously, where you're replicating like or imagining an opponent in front of you, reacting to instincts. I
Mm-hmm.
guess really what it is disciplining our mind to react on our instinct, power basically. When to strike, when to dodge, protecting our own self, and just being better all around. Um, I guess the point you're kind of shooting at was that it was more of a double-edged sword in a way, where the same reason why it could be considered martial arts is the same reason why it may not be considered martial arts because of the natural competitiveness of the sport. Um, that is also my same exact withdrawal with the subject as well, just because you want to be the best, so you're always going to be distracting yourself mentally because you always want to be number one.
Hmm.
And being selfish and selfless at the same time at full capacity doesn't really work. They contradict each other. You can be a people pleaser and an independent person at the same time, kind of similar how it is in boxing, where yes, you can make it a discipline to grow as a person. You're also going to be challenging other people for, and potential to make the other person better and yourself maybe lesser. Um, there's different stances you could pick onto it. But I still will consider martial arts as well along with you.
Okay. All right. Okay. Then we come to some type of agreement here, and that's a good thing. But we don't always have to be on, let's say, opposite sides of the table. We can definitely come together in a agree to disagree on certain things. So I think
Mm-hmm.
that's like a definite helpful thing. Sometimes though boxing does develop leadership qualities and so on and so forth, and so
And very
with
egotistical as well.
very egotistical. Yep, yep. I do agree with that. Um, so we were having a conversation about leadership materials earlier. I think you had a pretty good you were leading on to something. What do you want to say about that?
Um, Basically, but it's an idea. I could say this could be more of a message to people if they want to translate it that way, more of like a self reflection. How can I resemble that? How can I improve myself to be a leader role? Um, or maybe those who already feel like they have a leadership role, how they can possibly do better. Um, Basically, the main concept would be how do you view yourself as a leader? If you do, if you don't, then maybe it could be a wake up call to maybe improve and be more independent. Or if you do see yourself as a leader, what's something you can improve on? What's something? How do you view yourself and how you think others view you?
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you, I mean, basically what I would be asking you is, do you consider yourself a leader? And if so, how do you view yourself as a leader? What qualities do you think you bring to the table, and what others see in you that you bring to the table as well?
I think I do consider myself as a leader.
Mm,
I do consider myself as a leader because, and this is something as recently, you're not just a leader and you're born to be a leader. Some people do have a natural charisma around them, but that doesn't make them leadership material. Um, I think I developed to become a leader through a lot of interactions with a lot of my wiser, more mature uh, elders and so on and so forth. Obviously, not all
mhm.
elders can be mature. Not all elders are wiser because of their experience. So
Naturally.
I did choose those words very precisely. Um, and hello everyone for watching. Uh, so
Damn.
I'm sorry, but let's get back into it. I think the leadership qualities that I do bring to the table is my ability to present introspection, to show
Mhm.
that you can't, while you can be confident in your decisions, it is appropriate, mature, and wise to look to your counsels, look to your teammates, even to some of your employees, and you know test them as they test you. With anyone that is either higher or lower on hierarchy, the test is gonna happen. There's gonna be testing. I'm gonna test my boss. He's gonna test me, and what makes either maybe the boss, really, I don't like that word, but the leader in the
Mhm.
situation is his ability to handle it. And I
Right.
handle things in a very confident and a very composed way. Obviously everyone panics, but I think if you look at on average, if you're able to stay calm in very intense situations and be able to pass on information and relate and dictate and order the situation around to best suit the need of the situation, I think that's a good thing. I think I bring that. I'm not a very emotionally firecracker type of person. As you can, you know me. I'm not
yeah,
someone
yeah.
that just breaks down under pressure. If you give me something, I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna mold it to what I think needs to be the best situation. And I think, as I said before, that counsel and the testing is something that is needed to find the best molding that you need to do for any given situation. I think another quality that is very important, I think, is the ability to not see yourself as higher as a way to show yourself. Show it as a way of branding it. Like, I'm gonna tell you to do this, and this, and I'm gonna go back to my office and either watch a video or do something like that. A leader is someone that essentially gets into the dirt. They get into the mud with you. They're the person that leads first, and if they're the person that gets hit with the arrow or gets hit with something, they're the one that takes a shot, and they're like, well, you know what? I'm the one that is going to take this so that the people behind me that are still growing, that are still maturing, or that might not be ready for the leadership material or might not be leadership material, can take the time to best assist me if I ever need it. And let's be honest, leaders do need assistance.
Yeah.
You cannot lead no one.
Right.
So I think, charisma, confidence, those are all things that you can essentially develop. But I think very core morals, being able to get in the dirt, not seeing yourself as a higher person, but do realize that your gifts, your qualities, your techniques, the knowledge and wisdom that you have do put you on a step higher or lower. But you have to be able to trust in that growth and that experience that you get.
Now, do you believe that your peers feel the same exact way? Same exact way. If I roll, you can ask.
If I roll the dice.
Anybody. If you roll the dice. What would be the probability that more chance than not people will say the exact same thing about you? They were like, no, that's how I see you unique as a leader.
I think yes. I think if you were to ask anyone that knew me, that truly knew me,
right,
would be able to relay the same, if not added or maybe subtracted in their view, similar messages. But I think the overall qualities that I've expressed are something that people that know me see in me. Whether it's from camp, where my kids are, those are, my favorite. To some of my friends that do come to me when they're doubting something, I don't not show the confidence in my decision making, but also I show in the fact that, well, yes, while I do seem confident or I don't seem like I'm affected by things, I do express if asked. I do ask my counsel for stuff, but it's not like I rely on them to give me every bit of information,
Counsel is a very strong word, by the way.
Huh?
Counsel is just mad, like, strong. Like, it's just...
Aki. It's great.
It's
unification. If I was in the
like,
gym right now, I'd be feeling Aki right now. I feel counsel.
The counsel,
but,
bro.
yeah, I think the leadership that, qualities that, or the qualities that make a leader are, can be acquired by anybody. They can be. You don't let someone think that you're not leadership material. You are. The qualities are in you, but it comes to a whole bunch of conglomerate of things, just the meshing of things that come together that either make it easier or harder for you. For some people, they have idols, they have wiser people, and it becomes easier to become that way, But I think if you're someone that doesn't have a lot of confidence in yourself, that doesn't have wisdom, guidance, the path to becoming a leader is either longer or it's never happened in your lifetime. And I think, one crucial thing that makes a leader, because there are some things that do rank higher in leadership uh, hallmarks. I think being competitive is something you need to have to be a leader. You cannot be passive. You cannot allow people to get ahead of you, because if they get ahead of you, you're not a leader. Unless you've decided to allow them to grow and you're pushing them to grow in a situation, that's understandable. You allow people to go in front of you for those situations because it's going to prepare them to become better, But I don't think being extremely passive is essentially leadership material. I think being competitive, getting in there with the people that think that they're leaders, are going to compete with you. Fish compete with fish. Lions compete with lions. Whoever's the best is the leader of the leaders. This is how this works. You got the vice president and you got the chief. Whatever is into cabinet member, but then you got the president. He's the man at the top. So there's always a pyramid here, and I think if you're someone that exhibits leadership materials, you're in the race to be the best leader. I wouldn't trust the people that say, oh yeah, it's inside. No, it's not inside. The confidence and the qualities you need are inside, but the core foundation of being a leader is having people to compete with, having people to rank above. So I think I think I
like that.
I think my companions can and my comrades and my acquaintances can at least see the glimmer of it. Recently I started to get competitive because I, like what I said, I can't be a leader if I'm allowing people to go past me. So I've gotten in the race a while back. I'm starting to move. I'm starting to do things. I'm not being followed by. I'm not being followed by. I'm not following anyone. I'm trying to. I'm trying to reach the top. And let's be honest. If you're in my way, you need to get out of my way, because that's just how it is gonna be.
That's it. That's
I gotta be in the. I gotta be in the race. I can't let you pass me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. But let me reverse it on you. Because I talked a lot, but let me hear from you. What leadership qualities do you think have to have in a person for them to just be the leader?
I would definitely say likeliness in somebody. It's something I would definitely value pretty highly if for a leader, especially. You see this in everyday life with employees and managers. Dislikable managers have a more natural time being a leader because no one respects you enough. No one likes you, tolerates you, etc. Whereas someone you do enjoy the presence of, or where the case may be, you're willing to make sacrifices. You're willing to follow or, take order, and however you want to word it. A leader also has to be very charismatic, I feel. I would say that's one of the core qualities you need to have as well, because communication is everything. Communication is how everything happening. How there's a pyramid in the first place is how we communicate with others, how we go through our day-to-day life, how we traverse, and pretty much our human race, how we move, is based off of leadership and a lesser. You can say that's how presidents, when they have big speeches, everyone listens. It's teaching others how things need to be moved, or just for the better of everyone's self. In a more lighter sense, instead of thinking of kingdoms and presidents, something very light, we could think of a friend group. Whereas, let's say you, for example, man, I want to go to the park. I just want to chill. I'm not trying to do much. I just want to chill, swings, whatever we want to do at the park. But I think it'd be a more enjoyable time if we go to the arcade, because that's what everyone already planned to do to begin with. And we end up picking that route. That doesn't make me a leader. That just shows that I was able to take everyone's opinion at the fact and pick the best option. Charismatically, of course. Leader qualities are very tough. Leaders can be in silence. Leaders can be very talkative, very proudful, very angry, because it could show that they always want to do better. Sometimes they use their wrath and they spread to others because they don't know how to express themselves completely, or those who can tolerate a lot. There's levels to different things. Humans are not perfect, and we're full of emotions. So how we express ourselves as leaders can justify and kind of change the image of what you may qualify or may even want to begin with, what you value,
Mm-hmm.
etc.
Okay.
Uh,
Uh, Before you continue, let me ask you a question because I definitely want to hit you with something here.
Of course, of
So when
course.
you say that leaders can be wrathful, that they can be extremely aggressive, because wrathful is extremely aggressive
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
trait.
yeah.
Uh, how would one
Yes.
go about even using wrath in this situation when leading others? Because to me it seems like wrathfulness is a little bit too close to like a malice type of feeling. The desire to just hurt whoever's here.
Hmm.
I'm curious because if this is something I would like to check out myself, if I would like to be a better person and a better leader.
Of course. I would say the first start is to not always associate with wrath being a terrible thing. Anger is the
Mm-hmm.
one of our natural emotions that, whether you believe in God or whatever the case may be, we're naturally given anger. There's limits to what we tolerate and what we accept. So when we hear that you could possibly use wrath as leadership, it can be kind of scary. Like you said, it could be like dictatorship or it can be very destructive. Um, I'd like to piece wrath with competitiveness because they both show an extreme amount of drive to accomplish the same goal. Um, just the grit and the willingness and willpower to want something so much that you're willing to take as many levels as you can to get to that to your goal, or to do as much groundwork as you said that a leader may need to be in, you know, in the hustle with, to be hustling just as much as the person helping you. Um, you can say that since they're doing, the particular work with the other person, that wrath, if you want to call it that if you want to label the word wrath, is what
Okay.
actually is in fact helping them become a leader. It's showing their desire, it's willpower, and how much it means to someone.
Okay. All right. Okay. I understand. I understand. Okay. So let me get it. So you're using wrath is like a synonym in the situation for competitiveness. You're gonna be in this groundwork with somebody else, and you're trying to get ahead of them. You're gonna do everything you possibly can to be better than them, to present the best of yourself, and that will let your qualities, your traits speak for themselves. You
Yeah.
know, rather than allowing all that stuff to be boiled inside, and you know it, but no one else knows it. No,
Hmm.
people need to know you can lead. It's not that we trust that you probably can lead. It's we need to know you can lead because in the situation where we need leaders, you need to step up. You
Yes.
need to step up to pull your tribe, whatever tribe
Hmm.
that is. It could be your friend group tribe, it could be your computer tribe, doesn't matter.
Hmm.
But someone needs to be able to do it, and it's better that you become the leader than you not becoming the leader. You
Correct.
know, you know, um, usually people see it. So let me ask, in all those qualities that you did display before, what are the qualities that you, like you said to me, do you think that you have? Do you think that your friends see you in the same light as you place yourself?
Yeah.
Little bright light up there. Do you think that you're there in their eyes?
That's kind of difficult to like say what other people might like may view me as. I'm
True.
taking the assumption that they even view me as a leader to begin with. In case they do, I would think a quality that I naturally have. My natural interest is when I like to make new connections. I like to meet new people, um, just to have different point of views as I mature, get older, and have more interest in life. Like if I like what we were talking about earlier about Superman and Goku, I would like to see other people's point of views on the same thing that we both enjoy. Um, I strive to find friendships long lasting and mentors who we have a shared interest in, because it will
Hmm.
only strengthen what we already like. It wouldn't really hinder it because we both like the same idea so much. Um, that being said, I like to be comfortable with everyone. Where I work, where I sleep, activities I do, I need to know that I can be completely comfortable with a person and 100% trust them. Um, with my employees, I like to joke around and be comfortable, be happy, say whatever because they know that there's some respect to it, you know, um, and there's
So
comfortability levels to it.
so that's all good, but when it comes to that type of stuff, in your opinion, obviously we cannot seem to know exactly what
Right.
our peers and our fellow civilians, the denizens of the United States,
Denizens.
denizens.
You can't even spell that joint.
I don't know, right? Facts. But
That's acting cranium knowledge. That's activating dome. Yo, I'm not hollering.
but yeah, but do you think that those qualities are, do you think that they see that in you? Do you think that like you are seen in a leadership light from your
Um,
perspective?
I would say just to wrap it up and be more direct. I would say yes.
Mm-hmm.
I have many friend groups, and as I'm aware of it, they're also aware of it. Just always having a connection with somebody and being able to be a plan master, if you want to call it that, justifying moves, if you want to call it that as well. Um, I feel like my vocal presence and ability to take part of both sides, take both point of views pretty fairly, and make a unified decision. I think that's valued in a leader. People who have trouble making decisions for themselves or for others can really be overwhelmed easier. They can really be scared of what the world really is. They can be losing sometimes where you're not sure what to do. And I think personally I have that. To wrap up the question.
Okay, that's spectacular, man. I
It's
appreciate
spectacular.
that.
That's the word of the day,
Spectacular.
spectacular.
I'm gonna be fighting real quick.
Nah, so we gotta call this episode. We gotta call this episode spectacular. Spectacular United. Nah, spectacular. Something. We'll figure that out, bro.
We'll
But
figure
spectacular
it
is the
out,
word of
dude.
the day, bro.
So let me ask you, something before we,
Yes,
we
ma'am.
really wrap it up here.
Mm.
So is this something? Is this something that you would like to continue doing? Is this a new podcast?
That's intense.
We will be seeing you again.
No. Look at that. Definitely see me again. And
Mm-hmm.
Trayvon, Gary, everybody, or if more future residents of the unique story,
Mm-hmm.
soon to evolve.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely be interested in being a part of that. It's the journey, it's our roots, and we both enjoy doing a podcast. Obviously, it's just
Oh dear.
when you're passionate about something, you just do it. There's no excuses. There's no reason to not do something. So
Right.
definitely see me again. And as far as having a title, I'll definitely figure that out because it needs to be. It needs
Address.
to stand. It needs to stand. It needs to dress. I like that word better. It needs to address. Who are you talking to right now?
Oh,
address
dear.
is
All right.
morally.
Oh deep, man. Well, I mean, it could be better. I can,
Of course.
of course. Address is like a medium difficulty. Address is like a medium difficulty. Medium, not too much. You know what I mean?
No.
But all right. So time for us to wrap it up. And thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, follow on Twitch, and share it with your friends, your family, and I will see you all and everyone next time.
And I promise all you that this kid is not going to be a size of this as a camera, bro. We're gonna fix it. Trust me.
We're gonna fix that.
Everyone's like this, and the camera like, yo, this man has no screen time, and I'm really the whole screen.
Facts.
Trust. All work in
You
progress.
just
All
started the
do
show
that.
right now. You just started the show right now.
I'm just a star guest. That's it.
Starring
I'm a
us.
highlight
I like
reel. I'm a
that, I like
highlight
that.
reel.
starring guest. I appreciate the humbleness, but we gotta highlight the extra star in there, all right? It's not just star ring, it's star ring, all right? Put a little extra.
Respect.
All
I
right.
definitely love that.
Goodbye, everyone, and take care.
Damn.